Hey there, I'm Chef Ani, and today we are making a spectacular salad that I couldn't be more excited about. We are making this incredible roasted broccoli chickpea salad. Packed with nutrition, we're roasting veggies, we're throwing in some fresh as well, just to make it extra neat, because you're gonna have all the different elements, and then you're also going to top the whole thing off with an incredible roasted garlic and lemon dressing that is just something else. You are going to want to stick around for this one, so enough talking, let's get cooking. So we're going to get started with preparing our veggies and popping them in the oven. So I'm going to start with some broccoli. The secret to this recipe is to make everything bite-sized. You don't want to have big clumps of broccoli and big clumps of onion. You want it all to be a very similar, beautiful, uniform size, but bite-sized, so that people can eat it easily.
That's good, Ani.
So we're going to just make the florets here. Now if you come across a piece of broccoli that you think is a little too big, like this one, I like to just break it into smaller pieces. Sometimes I go out to eat and I see where people just take the knife and they just hack it into two, and it looks like this. And it looks like you just hacked it into two. And to me, that doesn't look as good as when you naturally break it off. So how I do that is I just go partially down the stem and then I break off the rest. And for whatever reason, it breaks differently so that it doesn't look like it's just hacked up and that you just went crazy. Throw in some onion. I'm using a sweet onion today because when you roast a sweet onion, it creates this kind of caramelized sweet taste that just adds loads of flavor to this dish. Pops of flavor to this dish. Now we want to make this onion about the same size as our broccoli. Oh, this one's so big, we gotta cut that. Okay, hold on, sidetracked. The next thing we're going to add is some radishes. This is going to add color and more pops of flavor. Quarter them, so they're a similar size. It gives this little bit of red color. I mean, look at that. Isn't that pretty once you get that little bit of red in there? And we're also going to plan ahead with this recipe and roast some garlic for our dressing. So I have an entire bulb of garlic here, and I'm just going to chop off the top part, and we're actually going to roast this whole. You're just gonna take a piece of foil. If you don't wanna use foil, you can use parchment paper. I'm just gonna take a little oil and just make sure that it's got a little oil on it. Lightly spray our vegetables with a little oil and sprinkle with some salt. Don't be afraid to get in there with your hands. Now we are going to add some chickpeas to the salad to make it more of a well-rounded salad, or you could have it as a meal. And there's two ways that you can do this. You can either add the chickpeas in now and they'll be a little crispier in texture, or you can add them in when I do, which is about like halfway through or a little later on in the cooking process, and then they won't be quite as crispy. So it's totally up to you on when you want to add these. All right, so it's about halfway through the bake time, and I'm just going to add our chickpeas, and then back in the oven it goes. So our vegetables that just come out of the oven, they look amazing. We are going to now work on our dressing. Starting with our garlic, and you want to be careful because it might steam and burn you. And you're just going to take your bulb of garlic and we're just going to squeeze out the roasted garlic part. Just like that. Oh, look how fun that is. Now this may look like a lot of garlic, but because the garlic has been roasted, it's not going to have that strong garlic taste. Next, we're going to add some water, some fresh lemon juice, add a little sweetener. I'm going to use maple syrup today, but you could use agave nectar. It's just a touch of it to balance out the flavor. And then a little pinch of salt. And we're going to start blending this, and we want to add the oil a little at a time while the blender is running. And last but not least, we're going to add some fresh minced parsley. Now you can, if you don't mind the green color, you can just blend it in, or you can just put it in like this and stir it in. Both ways will look beautiful. Next, we're going to make our salad by taking all of the vegetables and just putting it in a bowl. And we're going to take some fresh spinach and just give it a chop. Mix it together with a little bit of our beautiful dressing. You can just make it extra pretty by adding some fresh, really thinly sliced radishes like that. And maybe some fresh herbs on top. Oh my, look at that. I love this dish. There's just so many elements to it. So if you would like to check out this recipe, head over to my website, chefani.com. There's a link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me in this adventure to eat healthier, one recipe at a time. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next Wednesday.